is your
Yeah.
what's it? What's your strategy? My first question, I also ask some candidates, is what was the latest book you read, and what are your favorite books?
The latest book I've been reading, I forgot the title, actually. It's called Asian Miracle, I think.
Asian
Miracle of Asia, I believe. It was given to me by Mr. Bert Hoffer, the World Bank executive. Although I read a few pages about it, it cites the story of development of Indonesia. It cites stories of China's development, and it says that why the next boom area, growth area, is Asia once again. That's the latest book I've been reading, and one is The Slingshot and the Stone. It's about insurgencies and fourth generation warfare,
Okay.
4G warfare.
Okay.
But I have not had time to read more than a few pages because there's a policy debate once again. There's a lot of information I have gone
I
up
see.
on.
So do you read a lot of history books or?
I used to read a lot of history books, but unfortunately, time is not on my side.
Okay.
Particularly after the age of 40, when you need some set of spectacles to read.
Yeah. My second question would be,
I read like I eat. I
Okay.
have to read 2 to 3 books at a time because it gets
Okay.
tiring to stick to one. So you read on a heavy topic, you switch to a cookbook or a book about food or whatnot, then you switch to the heavy topic once again.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Do you read it? Do you listen to audiobooks or any of the ebooks as well?
I tried, but I don't like audiobooks. I listen to music though
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah. What's your type of music?
Beach house, of course, 70s and 80s music, and I like River Maya, of course. I like Itchy Worms. I like Propia ni Edgar, especially when I met the lead singer Vinci in Boracay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I'm actually a employee also. It's it's my day job, and
In
that's
where?
For Financial Times.
Okay,
But
I read it every day.
oh good.
I have a
Oh.
subscription.
Yeah.
I started that habit in Harvard.
Oh good. Yeah. My question is, most of us in the corporate world, or most of us employed, would ask this question: what would a Gibo presidency give for people in the corporate, or those who us who actually work in a company?
Well, right now, nobody can say that there's going to be a direct effect of any presidency on the corporate world because you manage the public sector. And the aim and the vision is to manage the public sector to be an effective link for an appropriate or inviting investment climate so that there will be velocity of transactions, both domestic and foreign within the country. Starts with good governance, transparency, and the number one reason, according to several experts, that's why the Philippines is not competitive, is there is no long-term infrastructure plan.
So you,
Public infrastructure is one of the most essential things that the government can do. It's investments in physical infrastructure, in technical infrastructure, and even within its own processes, the managerial infrastructure that it has to deal with. It's quite difficult. I'll give you an example. The Skyway. Why was it until Bikutan only, and how many years did it take for the connection to be reconstructed or the construction to be resumed once again? That's an unacceptable length of time. And why? Because priorities shifted. But these are long-term germinating projects. That's why it's a BOT, actually. It's a 25-year project. And yet, you can follow through. So synergies are lost. Economies are lost. So that's one thing that we have to deal with. Secondly, it's peace and order. Not only peace, but order. Order meaning to say you have to have reasonable rules and regulations so that's easy to be followed in the same vein as you have effective enforcement. Thirdly, maybe in corporate matters, we are a jurisdiction in Southeast Asia with the highest corporate tax regimes. Probably a bit of corporate relief, maybe in the offing, if we can determine that the deficit gap will not widen appreciably. I mean, we have to do a lot of things for both FDI and domestic investments to grow. Secondly, ease of transportation for those in the corporate world is a problem. I mean, a lot of physical exhaustion happens, and a lot of time is lost in commuting daily. There has to be a solution, which the government is trying to do through the seamless interconnection between NLEX and SLEX, the C5 extension, the C6, and the like. But we have to follow up in the light of the fact that there is a 208. I'm talking corporate now, Metro Manila wise, but
Yeah.
there's a vision of spreading the corporate world regionally on the basis maybe of enhanced autonomy for certain regions, that they may be given the power perhaps in the future to charter their own companies so that there be competition within the country for the best investment decisions. But Metro Manila alone, we face a 208 billion reconstruction bill because safety is an issue in Metro Manila, particularly after seeing what happened last year in Ondoy, Pepeng, Ramil, and Santi. The safety of employees
Yes.
and executives is an issue because a lot of those victimized were middle level and top level executives. Even the founder of Smart, I think, unfortunately passed away when his wall fell. So that is another area where we have to focus a lot of attention on where to get the 208 billion to rebuild Manila and to make it safe, like the construction of the Parañaque Spillway so that Laguna de Bay drains properly. Because no less than 20 rivers drain not merely water but mud into Laguna de Bay every time there's rain. So those are some of the public initiatives that can be done for generation of investments. But of course, there's also the crucial task of a president of promoting the country. Malaysia does it. Even now, when for the first time in recent Malaysian history, I think there has been fire bombings of churches. First time, churches have been firebombed, all because of a obviously very controversial decision allowing the use of Allah by Christians to say God. The advertisements for Malaysia go on hour on the hour. Until now, visit Malaysia. We do not promote our country as much as others do, and that is a crucial job of a president to sell the country. As I was talking earlier with Jane, foreign policy is essential to the survival of the Philippines because of its geophysical location. The fact that it is an archipelago, and the fact that it needs a lot of imports to survive. So those are some of the things that a president must do to help not merely the corporate sector, but on a macro level, entrepreneurs and the like.
Okay, we can go